If you are confused where to start AI in 2025, stop scrolling. In this video, I will give you my exact 6-month roadmap that will take you from zero to building your first deployed AI project. Even if you are from a non-CS background, this is exactly what I followed myself when I started from scratch without any computer science background. So no fluff, no randomness. Here we will do the proper step-by-step sequence you can blindly follow. Hey everyone, I am Akash Gupta. I have been exactly where you are right now, confused, overwhelmed, and stuck in a loop of tutorials. So I created this roadmap not based on what books say, but what actually worked for me. So I have divided the roadmap into 6 practical phases. Each phase builds on the previous one. So by the end, you will have strong fundamentals, real projects, and one live deployed AI app for your portfolio. So let us begin. Phase 0. So here we will just do environment setup and orientation. Here we will build your workspace, not your skill set. This phase is just to set your system up properly so you don't get stuck later. So here mainly you will install Python in your laptop, VS Code or Jupyter Notebook for typing the code. Then you need to learn how to create a virtual environment. That is very important for your libraries and dependency conflict resolution. So every new project will be with a new virtual environment. Then you will install key libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Scikit-learn. Again, learn to also use Google Colab if you don't have a good capacity laptop. So after this phase, your setup is ready. You can open VS Code and start typing Python confidently. Next phase is phase 1, that is Python plus mathematics and statistics for AI. That is for about 1 month. Here you will get comfortable with coding and understanding the math and statistics behind AI. The topics you will cover will be the Python basics, that will be variables, loops, functions, lists and dictionaries, and file handling. The libraries you will learn here will be NumPy for maths, Pandas for data analysis, and Matplotlib for data visualization. In math, right now you will just talk about the basics like linear algebra. In linear algebra, you can do dot product, cross product, and matrices, then probability and calculus. You will build the basic projects like BMI calculator or expense tracker. For data visualization, you can take any data set like COVID-19 cases and draw the graphs for that. So don't just copy the code from YouTube, try typing it yourself. The muscle memory you will build in month 1 decides whether you will survive month 5. So this is exactly how I started. No Kaggle, no fancy projects, just basic Python every day. I used to print random numbers just to stay consistent. Next is phase 2. That is your month 2. That will include data handling, exploratory data analysis, that is called EDA, and statistics. Here you will learn to clean and understand data before modeling. So the topics in this phase will be, first is data cleaning, that will talk about handle null values, duplicates, and categorical encoding. Next is EDA, that will have summary statistics, correlation, distributions. For visualization, that is your third one, that includes Seaborn and Plotly. Then descriptive and inferential statistics, that will talk about sampling and hypothesis testing. Here the projects could be like Netflix dataset insights or IPL or Titanic EDA. In this phase looks boring, but it is where 80% of AI work happens. If you can explain why one column is more important than another, just for an example, you already think like a data scientist. Here you will study the topics like supervised versus unsupervised learning. In supervised, it is about label data. Unsupervised, there are no labels in this. Then you will go ahead with things like train test split, feature scaling, cross validation, and metrics. Metrics are very important, which includes accuracy, F1, ROC, precision, recall. For algorithms, you will start with linear regression, then logistic regression, decision tree, random forest, k nearest neighbor, support vector machines, that is called SVM, and k means clustering. Then you will also study about the dimensionality reduction method, that is called PCA, principal component analysis. That is important for understanding how the machine learning algorithm works actually. Here you don't need to try to memorize formulas. Instead, understand when to use which algorithm. For example, use logistic regression for binary data, decision tree for interpretability, and random forest for better accuracy, k nearest neighbor when you don't have clear patterns, and k means for clustering. I will soon upload a dedicated video titled when to use what in machine learning. Watch that once you reach month 3. In this phase, if I talk about the projects, here the projects could be like you can predict student marks, from a data set, spam classifier, customer segmentation using K-means. When I first learned machine learning, I did not know where to use these algorithms. Once I started doing small projects, everything clicked. So don't skip these projects. These are very important, and these are actually what I did in my initial phase. Next is phase 4, that is month 4. We will talk about end-to-end machine learning project plus basic backend tools also. Here you will combine everything and deploy your first real AI app. So here if I talk about the steps you need to follow in this phase, that will be pick one data set. It could be anything like loan prediction, credit risk or sales forecasting. Second is build a complete machine learning pipeline for this. Pipeline means cleaning the data set, training the data set, evaluation and then predict. Then save your model in Pickle or Joblib file. Then learn Flask API, simple and perfect for beginners. That is the backend used for ML programs. Then create and predict the endpoint using Flask API. In this, you can also add a simple HTML front end that will be just a simple web page, nothing fancy in that. And you don't need to learn HTML fully. Just ask ChatGPT that give me a basic HTML page to take inputs and show prediction. Copy that and connect it with Flask API and it is done. Next step is host your project using any free cloud platform like Render or Railway. Here in both platforms are free and simple. I have personally used them. You just need to connect your GitHub, select repo and your app goes live on these platforms. Later when we reach the advanced roadmap, we will move to powerful DevOps platforms like AWS and Docker. In this phase, the one thing I want to tell you that Flask is beginner friendly and enough for now, but we will do Fast API later in the advanced roadmap because that is what industry uses for real GenAI products. So this was the turning point for me. The first time I deployed my model on Render and opened it in the browser, it felt magical. That is when I realized AI is not just about algorithms, it is about making something real. Next is phase 5, which is month 5. Here we will talk about deep learning fundamentals now. So here you will learn how neural networks actually learn. Here the topics are, you will learn about neurons, weights, bias, activation functions, forward and backward propagation. You will learn to build an artificial neural network manually in TensorFlow or PyTorch. Then you will talk about CNN basics that will include convolution, pooling and filters. If I talk about the projects in this phase, you can build something like MNIST digit classifier, a very basic project, but it is good for beginners. Then you can build something like cats versus dogs image classifier. The one thing I want to tell you is focus on intuition here. If you can explain what an activation function does, you have already beaten 80% of people who just memorize code. Now the next phase is phase 6, that is month 6. That will include GenAI introduction plus portfolio building. Here you will explore modern AI and prepare your public portfolio. Here in this phase, the topics include, you will learn about what is generative AI, what are LLMs, the basic things, embeddings, tokenization, a little bit about attention mechanism. Then you will learn basic OpenAI API uses and calling OpenAI API. Create 2 mini projects like Resume Analyzer with GPT API, Text Summarizer or Chatbot. Push everything to GitHub. Create a LinkedIn post for each project. One more thing in this phase is, I know posting online feels weird initially, but trust me, recruiters find you through your projects. That is how I started getting messages to apps. Let us be honest, this 6-month roadmap won't make you a deep mind researcher, but if you follow it exactly, you will be ready for entry-level machine learning or data science roles. And more importantly, you will understand AI properly, not superficially. This was the roadmap I personally followed when I started. In my next video, I will share the Advanced AI Roadmap 2025. So make sure you subscribe Concepts of AI and also download the free roadmap PDF with the link in the description.